Hey, welcome back to McLovin Garage. We're back on the 318 today. We're over at DK's shop. Finley's here with us.
Hello.
And today we're going to see if we can address the low oil pressure on this engine. Oh yeah. That's incredible. In our last video, it fired up and ran, first time in over 10 years. We noticed that when it got warm, it was having low oil pressure. I would say it's about 20 pounds of oil pressure. Well, the oil has not been changed in at least 10 years on this on this motor. Donovan's had the motor for about 10 years. It's never been run during that time. So that was the first time it ran, but also the oil's never been changed in that time frame. So we're going to change the oil and see if that raises oil pressure. Let me back up though. In the Dodge service manual for 1973, it claims that oil pressure at idle, the minimum they want to see, just the minimum, is 8 psi. That to me is really, really low. The high is upwards of 30 to 80 psi on the top. So on the top end, they give you a big range of 30 to 80. And then at idle, the minimum is 8. We've got 20, so we're already within the range. And then we want to calculate at 2,000. That's at 2,000 RPMs, that 30 to 80. So we want to calculate what the oil pressure is at 2,000 RPMs once it warms up. And then we want to look again and see what it was at idle. So our plan is, and you can see the engine still on the engine stand over here. The plan is we're going to fire the engine up. We're going to let it run. We're going to get it up to operating temperature, 180 degrees. We're going to let it run and see, watch the oil pressure. We're going to see what the oil pressure does if it drops back down to 20. Once it gets warm, we're going to shut it off. We're going to drain the oil. We're going to put a fresh oil, fresh filter, and then we're going to run it again and see if it was just an oil issue, or if it's it could be a oil pump issue. It could be a number of things. It could be valve stem seals. So we're going to do a little bit of doctoring work on this 318. So come join us. If you wouldn't mind, YouTube says that it helps if you leave a comment and like and subscribe, that will really help my channel. So if you'd be willing to do that, I would appreciate it. The easiest part would just be to hit subscribe and the like button and call it good. If you'd like to comment or you find this interesting and have something to share, I do look at those comments and I will respond to a lot of them. So if you have something interesting, please put it down there. I'd appreciate that. Donovan, or DK, has graciously allowed us to use his shop and his engine stand. I really appreciate that. I can't thank him enough for all the help, and we look forward to getting into this engine today. So let's wander over there and take a look at it and see what we got. All right, so here's the engine again, and I apologize for the road noise, close to a major highway, so we're just gonna have to deal with that. Hopefully this microphone keeps some of that from even being on there. This is a 1973 Chrysler 318. It's a 2-barrel engine. It came out of a 1973 Plymouth Scamp, I believe, is what it came out of originally. Never been a part that we're aware of. It looks all factory and original, and was pretty awesome that it fired up. If you haven't watched that video, go back to the previous video and check out our Will It Run on this engine. That should be out before this one is out, and you can check out us getting it fired up for the first time in over 10 years. Really cool video. I hope you enjoy that one. But yeah, if you haven't seen that one, go back and watch that one, then come back to this one and check it out. This is Donovan's engine stand. Really cool. He custom built it. We do have some gauges here on the switch panel. I'll just show you. It's got an oil pressure gauge. It's got a voltmeter. Got a water temp gauge. Then we've got some switches: start, run, fuel if we wanted to run an electric fuel pump, and then fan and or water pump if you had an electric water pump. So pretty neat. Got a set of headers on it. We've got some mufflers on it. We'll show you here in a minute. But let's get this thing fired up and hear it run. Do it one more time. Good.
From what I see there, I'm not touching.
Good call. You can see how good the oil pressure is when it's cold. What do you think, buddy? Pretty cool, huh?
Super cool.
It's fun to watch an engine run without being in the car?
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen
Yeah.
it's not gone up yet. Oh, that sounds really good.
It does sound good at idle, doesn't it? It is interesting how that pump will pull once it's got some fuel in it. Right. I wonder if it has to like get moisture, you know, primed. Exactly. That's the word I was looking for.
Not heating up yet.
It'll take a little bit, buddy. We'll probably be at it it'll probably take 10 minutes or more to make it run. Okay, so we're holding steady at 40 pounds of oil pressure. Still charging. We're about 175 on our temp. What's our RPMs at?
I'll bring it down to 800, that neighborhood.
Pretty good on that. About 800 RPM. Best shot class kid can ask for, right?
Right, absolutely.
All right, so now we're dropping a little bit in pressure. We're down to 30. We're at 180, 185 on our temp. 190, we're getting close to 195 now. There's our 20 pounds of oil pressure. There's our 20 pounds though. We're at 800? Yep.
And when we get up to 2,000, do we get? There's 2,000.
Yep, right back to 40.
You can hear some.
Yeah, a little flipper tick. Dropped a little below 20.
Yeah, 18.
18, yep. Sorry, I'm totally in your way.
195.
Yep.
Yeah, you have a parallax, so
Oh yeah, yep.
difficult to see.
Yep, we're right at 195 and about 18 PSI. We got up to about 195. We're about 18 pounds of oil pressure. So we're going to change this oil real quick and then fire it up again and see what our oil pressure does. All right, we're gonna get this oil drained. Here it comes, nice.
Well, that stuff looks about like water for
It
viscosity.
does. That is really thin.
150 degrees, not bad.
Really, really thin.
It's 160 degrees, Dad.
Yeah. Looks just like about water.
It's going right in the hole.
Take it, open it all the way up like that, and then slide it down. Slide it down to the size you want it.
I think that would probably be a good size right there.
Right in there somewhere. There you go. See how much easier that is? Get it on the filter. There you go. Close it up. Get back here. Get down here because that's where it's stronger. If you can.
Oh, I
there
just
you go.
bent that.
That's fine. Now down.
Down?
Yep. Hard. There you go. Do it again. Yep. Keep going. Good job.
I'm just afraid of the headers.
Oh, your hands are way away from the headers, so you're fine. There you go. Keep going. Doing great.
I'm no.
There you go. You know what? It's probably. Yep. But I'm gonna do it so your hands aren't in there, okay? I don't want you to get burned on those headers.
Yeah, that probably hurt.
There, come on. Yeah, it is.
off there.
Okay.
Grab it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry.
No, it's no problem. That's what the drain pan and all that business is for.
We made a mess.
No problem.
Made a mess.
So these oil filters. Uh-oh, I got my thumb stuck in there. There we go.
Oh, wow.
So these oil filters have, there's the bypass spring here, there's the bypass chuck ball, and they have a stainless steel pleated filter element in it.
Oh, yeah.
So the oil goes through this stainless steel in this way, instead of pushing the bypass spring open, flowing around the filter element and then back up through it.
Yep.
So it's forced to go through the element.
Before it ever hits the bypass.
Correct.
Okay.
And these type of filters have a larger filter media inside of it,
Right.
shaped basically the same way, except for it's made out of wood cellulose material.
Yep.
If you take a new filter, cut it apart, take that wood cellulose material and try to put it over your mouth and breathe through it, if you taped it to your face, you'd run down that driveway, you'd pass out before you ever got to the end of the driveway. You couldn't get enough air through it. And that's basically what, not this particular brand, because they did research on these.
Yeah.
They have, I believe it's 27 micron filter element in it.
Okay.
So oil can get through the filter element, but on the orange canister filters that some people complain about,
Yeah.
those I was told that the filter elements in those are 10 microns if they haven't made it smaller.
Yep.
And then I was told that an oil particle is like 12 microns. So how do you fit a 12 micron particle through a 10 micron screen? You got to force it through.
Yep.
So
Makes sense.
that's my understanding of it. And like I've said so many times before, don't take my word for it. Do your own research.
Right. Yep.
So that's what this particular oil filter, it has a stainless steel pleated element in it, and I'm not sure how many pounds spring pressure's on the bypass.
Okay.
But we're gonna screw this on there after I put some oil in it.
So then, this filter here is reusable. You take the that element out like we just did.
Yep.
You replace that, and then you don't have to keep buying.
Correct. You don't even have to replace this. You run it through a parts washer, and then blow it from the inside out. So push the stuff out out of the filter material. Yep.
And so we're going to use some 1540 oil in this engine, being as it is a used motor. We're gonna bump the, well, I guess 1040 would be normal, right? So
correct.
1540 is not much different,
right? I always look at what the middle, what ends up in the middle. If you get a 2050 oil or a 1540 or what, 30 is pretty much in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Every time around.
Yep.
So it's almost like the base viscosity for motor oil is 30 weight.
30 weight. Yep.
There we go.
Just enough to get it started.
Yep. And it'll take it a little bit, and it should take a little bit to spread itself out inside of there.
Yep. Get the gasket.
Yep.
Get the gasket wet. Sweet. I like the look of that filter.
Yeah, they're sexy.
Yeah, they are. I've never quite said that about an oil filter before.
Right.
Man, that's sexy.
And I feel good about it in the part that they're rebuildable.
Yeah.
And so you're not throwing stuff in the landfill type of thing, or whatever happens to oil filters, whatever they do with
Now,
them.
does the bottom come off for maintenance, or do you take the whole thing off like we just did?
You can take the whole thing off. A lot of times the canister will come off, leaving the adapter on the O-ring.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to just pop the filter element right off of that.
Got you. Okay.
Yep.
Sweet. All right, so we've got our drain plug in. We've got our oil filter on.
I think I'm gonna go get a
Now
funnel.
we're gonna get a funnel and fill her up with some oil. Go slow. Go slow. There we go. Nice and slow. Good job, Finn.
Are we pouring all this in there?
Yep.
Yep. All 4 quarts.
She gets the whole thing. Drink up, little buddy.
Right? Anybody put the drain plug back in?
Yes, I watched you do it.
Okay.
That would suck, though. Oh, that's the worst. Actually, just hold it upright, buddy, and let it drain. There you go. Okay, oil's changed. We're going to, we put in a fresh filter on it. It's got 1540 oil in it. As you can see here, I'll show you. We're back down to, actually, let's turn run on and see. Oh yeah, that's not gonna matter. So we're under 150 degrees. We're about ready to light it off again.
Right in the middle of...
Full and add?
Right in the middle of the two.
Cool.
So,
all right, buddy?
yeah, good
Ready?
to go.
Yep, go for it. There we go. Come on, oil pressure. There it comes. Right up to 60. Look at that.
Yeah, you just pull this forward.
We're going to get it in the gas. See the spring is pulling it forward. So by pulling back, that opens it up. Okay?
Can I try?
Not right this second, but yeah, in a minute. Yeah, it's right at 60 pounds.
That's good, right?
Yeah, great.
Kind of good thing.
Now we want to see what it does when it warms up.
We never had any more than 50, did we?
I don't think we did. I think it was about 50. Yep.
The old tubes in it?
Yep. So realistically, if that gets us up to like 30-ish pounds at idle, we'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, then we didn't have to do any monkey motion getting into the engine anywhere.
Right.
To see if the valve stem seals dried up and fell in the pan, and then slowed down the ability to pick up oil and then push it through the system.
Right.
So,
Although it has come down a little bit. It's our idle right at 700 minutes. Just a little. So you don't need to go too far, right? You can put your thumb here and just slowly pull back. There you go. Yeah, it's just your level. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's better, huh?
that's right up to 60.
Over 60. Yep.
62.
That
Yeah.
sounds really good.
Doesn't it sound good?
What are these mufflers?
Yeah, what are those,
I
buddy?
think they're Raptors. Is that what they're?
I thought they were like
Yeah.
Raptors.
Raptor.
Raptors. I think I got them at Connect or something.
Okay.
Long time ago to put on my van.
Yeah.
The headers were on the van.
Okay.
So that's where this exhaust system came from, was a van, a B100.
It's such a great setup. This whole thing is awesome.
Makes life a lot more convenient for
Yeah.
this type of a... 750 RPMs is what I was looking for. I believe service manuals generally call for like automatic.
Yeah.
Hot, idle, in drive, 750 RPM.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that when we originally ran it, I never paid any attention
No.
for RPM or anything
Yep.
like that. It could have been idling at 500 or
Right.
something like that.
Yep. That way we have a baseline and
Absolutely.
a solid number.
Yep.
That's 1900.
1960. Good. Good job. Okay, now let it back off. Let's see where it goes to.
It went up to 1900. It went up to 2000 RPM.
Look at that. That's about what, 35 pounds?
Oh,
okay.
Shut it down. It gets too rowdy over here on the smoke section.
That's what we wanted. That's what we remember. Yeah, so we're at 190 temp. 185 actually. 185 temp. Hold on just a second. We're at 35, 38 pounds of oil pressure at idle. We're at 700, 800 RPM. 190. Okay, bring us back up to 2,000. Right to 2,000. What was that? Okay. He's already got it. He's going to go burn out with it. Start making on his stand. There you go. 30 pounds. 32. Well, you good?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, go for it, Finn. Okay, so here's what we did. We changed the oil. We changed the filter. We ran it back up to temp. We figured out that at idle, when it was at 190 degrees, it was about 32 pounds of pressure at 750 RPM. And then when we ran it up to 2,000, it went right up to 60 pounds, and it stayed there consistently. So it looks like the issue we were having with oil pressure was simply an oil viscosity issue, and 10-year-old oil does not have the viscosity of fresh new 1540 heavy duty diesel oil. So engine is solid. Can't believe how impressive this engine is really for sitting 10 years and running like it does. So that kind of ends our exploratory work on it for today. Was there anything else? I think that was, I mean, if...
No, everything's good. That was what we were looking for, right?
Yeah, I think that's what we were looking for.
Right, to feel more comfortable about oil pressure at hot idle.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
So I think we hit the mark on that.
So I think now the next step would be taking it off the stand and putting it on an engine stand so you can get to your projects.
Sure.
And then when I've got the money to pay you for the engine and to start buying some speed parts, we can start upgrading it for the Dart.
Absolutely. You'll be ready for the next phases of your project.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's the video today. This one's going to be a little shorter, I think, than our last one, but I'm really pleased with this engine. Like I said, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, thank you again, Donovan, for letting us use your stand and for all the help. This is like shop class for me and for my son.
Yep.
So we're going to get this off the, most likely get this off the engine stand and get it onto a, put it on an engine stand from the run stand. That's what I was trying to say. And it'll be, I'm sure, on future videos. So thanks for being here. Please subscribe, please like, and we'll see you next time.
Dad, give Donovan a shout out.
I can say, oh, yes. Oh, one more thing. One more thing. Donovan has started his own YouTube channel. If you guys wouldn't mind, please go over to
Burnout and Break Stuff.
Burnout and Break Stuff. Go over to that channel, subscribe, because you're going to see some more cool stuff. You see this car sitting behind me? This Duster? Look at this thing. I don't want to give too much away because this is his channel, but check this thing out. This is going to be on his channel. There's lots of other projects and cars around this property that you're going to see there. It's Burnout and Break Stuff on YouTube. Donovan started his own channel. Go check it out. All right, guys. See you later.